What's going on, guys? Today we got a coaching session for I'm Sorry, a Kinessa player on Bazaar. Running the Headstrong 2, Quickscope 2, True Grit 5, Calibrate 3, Prodigy 3. I'm not usually one to run Calibrate, but I'll try to keep an eye out to see how much impact it has. Interesting build though. And it's Kinessa, Inara, Furia, Corvus Rom versus Cassie, Barrick, Zin, Grover, Ashe. So they definitely have a lot of pressure on a flank with the Zin and Ashe, and they do have decent point pressure with a Barrick and decent spam with a Cassie Grover. So nothing too amazing of a matchup. Get the headshots on the Barrick, but let's see how it goes. Clears this. I like to throw a mine on one of the lanes and then scope on the other one. There he goes. It's better to get a mine below, I think, to cover the flank if you're going to come up top, but that's fine. It's good to mine up both if you can. Nice shots. And the mine found the Ashe. A little bit of a tunnel vision there. You shouldn't be, you're kind of peeking the entire map while shooting the Ashe. You want to isolate your angles. Good shots on the Ashe, but you just tunnel visioned a little too hard. You can play that further back, or just be more aware of the damage coming from main. Or LOS the Ashe while shooting main. You just want to isolate your fights. You don't want to take damage from stuff you're not paying attention to. Back here, we got a mine maybe? Maybe to throw on the left. Nice shot.
Stay blessed.
That was a good TP. So we'll switch up the angle. That's fine. You don't have to be too scared because the Ashe is dead.
I'm not splitting the reward.
Let's get through mine on the right and watch the left. The more mines, the better. Yeah, look towards the right a little bit quicker because I think you heard your mine detonate something. Pretty risky TP spot. So the similar thing happened where you're focusing on an Ashe and you're getting shot from the side. You could peel back faster, or you could put more of your focus on the right side and shoot the Ashe less and just ignore her for a little bit while shooting the Cassie. Good focus, now I get the cleanup.
Stop the payload.
Don't think you had to use that TP, but it's not that bad. Ashe doesn't have ult to dive you, so you should be safe for a little bit. Good kill. Clean, clean. Alright, gotta get a taunting. I like this position as a sniper too. And the Zin died, so you know your right side's fine. You just have to be keeping tabs on the Ashe. Because your cart is a little bit weak right now, everyone's pretty extended. It's nice for you to go help out cart for a second. I like to try to glitch through toes in that situation. A lot of times you can shoot underneath shields. There is a Zin on your left that you forgot about. It's good for you to play next to your Corvus so you have somebody to save you when you're under pressure. You should be... That's unfortunate you got locked out for so long. I would have liked you to push this in a little bit harder with your Corvus. Or to rotate around and ignore him. Good priority on Zin. I think you let him go though. One thing you can do is while Zin's reloading or countering is to throw a mine at him because the mine does damage while he's countering anyway. Blinking into the ulting Ashe doesn't really help you too much. Just makes you take damage for free. You can't really outtrade somebody's invincible. You're a little too surrounded right now for my liking.
15 seconds remaining. 10.
This spot's fine. Got everyone up close together. I honestly wouldn't have minded if you went right side and tried to flank behind. That's a pretty aggressive play, but it works pretty well there because they're so stacked up and forward together. And you give your team a chance to get pressure to go forward, or you get a chance to back up. Yeah, 4 ults here. They only have 3. That's pretty good. Ashe still doesn't have ult. She just used it. So you don't have to be too scared of Ashe at the very beginning. One on to the right. Ashe went the same way. I would have liked to mine on the sign a bit more than mine in the main. This is a little duel over here. Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, those doors are annoying to try to blink around. You can't really blink through them. You can blink through the window. Then he'll have less of a window to kill you. Or you can blink towards the box earlier and get a better fight. Because you're fighting a little bit too close for him. Or you can just ult engage him if you think you can win that. Just a pretty hard fight for you to take. Blinking like this when you haven't cleared the signs is kind of tough. Good heal though. Nice, got an extra headshot. This blink's a little bit dangerous if Cassie has her burst. Sometimes it's hard to blink into the open against the enemy Cassie if you don't know what she has. Ended up working though.
Enemy rampage.
Pretty strong position you're holding here. Pretty safe way to play it. I wouldn't have minded if you went for aggressive TP. It's fine either way. Let's see where we set up our mines. That stops the Ashe. That's a good dismount. Oh, don't play on point for too long. You want to set up in a stronger spot here. Nice, this is better.
I'm not splitting the reward.
Let me save you from yourself. Enemy rampage. Push the payload. Defend the payload.
Pretty solid stuff. You spaced yourself, had a pretty good mine, and you backed up the right way. You're rushing those peaks against the Cassie a little bit too much, but it's not too bad. That's a double shield, that's gonna be tough to get through. Good mines on the spot where no one's watching. Your mines can do a pretty good job there. No need to like scope in on it though. The Xin just spawned and you already have a mine there, unless you think someone's actually gonna be there. I think you're a little too paranoid right now for where everyone is. Unlucky timing on the Cassie knockup.
My heart's beating, my hands are shaking, and I'm still shooting.
Doesn't really matter, but you don't have to reload cancel if Fury is ulting sometimes. Sometimes you can try to time it. Doesn't matter too much. Let's try to listen to see what that Zin's doing. If you pushed him while he was reloading a bit harder and tried to get on him during that, you might have caught him out of reload. Now we got a self heal and you're only 1 bullet. Yeah, you kind of let him get away. He did have ult though, so it's pretty tough to push that. Unless you're really confident. You could, if he's low, you could definitely push that. I'd TP after him while he's countering, and then go for the kill after the counter. If he ults you, he's dead, because you get the shot on him. You don't want to let him self-heal like that.
30 seconds remaining.
Or alternatively, you could just TP onto Cart when he's flanking behind after he kills the Corvus. Because he's so far out of the fight, and if you get one more kill, you push the Cart in.
15 seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
That was a good priority on the bear. Get the free kill. You did throw both your mines down the main path, so you weren't really notified of a flank that easily. Try to spread out your mines a tiny bit, and try to gauge where you want to go with your TP. I think you can TP behind more into that house. You don't have to like TP blind into the flank side. Rolling it the same way. I like mixing it up a tiny bit more. I see 3 things. So this is... Oh, I'll do the Ash one for you. So you're a little bit too locked out right now. When you see 3 things coming towards you, you can throw a mine and then TP to the left. Or you could wait for your Ash to dash before TPing away. Like wait for him to force you to leave. Because it looks like you got forced out, is the main thing. A little bit too safe. I actually think you should have went for the ult on the Cassie there to get the kill when he's not looking. Not a big deal though. Comes down to player style and when you like to ult defensively or aggressively, but I probably would have done it then. I think another mine. I don't think you hit the bottom right. There you go.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy killing spree. Overtime.
Try and run.
Killing spree.
I'm not splitting the reward.
Escort the payload. Defend. Don't let
Close
them
one.
tax me.
Remember, you saw the Cassie on your left, so careful from the burst because you're in your LOS. Yep, that's what we're talking about. So it's pretty much always the Ash that you're focusing, and then you're always getting shot on the side from the Cassie when you knew he was there. You have to isolate angles.
Let me save you from yourselves.
I like to TP kind of aggressively when I hear my teammates ult. That way I can get in on it better, and you probably have extra space because your team is dumping ults into it. Good idea to look for the Cassie for a little bit. Hopefully you don't take too much damage here. Yep. Yeah, left click blast was guaranteed for peeking it that long. Not a terrible exit choice though. It's kind of hard no matter what. Just mess up the movement a tiny bit. Good shot. Don't know what the mine's for.
Wicked, buff.
I sang. Almost got the Cassie. This is okay TP to chase.
Watch your step.
I think you should be spreading your mines out because now is when they start thinking about flanking you. Oh, here's another blind TP to right side. So this actually isn't safe to TP to. You've done this a few times. They can push through the doors, the gates very quickly, and your team can't really help you that easily if it's blind. You want to know what's there
Seconds remaining.
before doing that. There's not really your space to TP to. the way that it was flowing. You knew Grover was gonna peek, so I would have liked you to shoot the Grover instead.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's a tough one. You forced into a really bad spot with that weird Cassie flank. You LOS'd the Cassie but walked up to the rest of the team, which is, I don't think it's a win-win situation unless you could kite around the pillar instead. I think the Reezel buy is okay. They have Ash stun and Grover root, which Ash hasn't stunned you yet, but as soon as he does. Go for a mix-up? Nope, same spot.
Go, Zig. I'll just leave this here.
That's unfortunate. Weren't ready for the Ash dash or Ash ult to recorrect. It was a good first mine on the top right.
Serpentine!
Nice shot.
Incinerate them!
I think that was the right call to ult there. You want to get these mines off to the sides though. Nice hearing that. It wasn't really cleared, so it was good that you were a little more careful. I would have liked to throw a mine in there to guarantee dismount, because you could have hit longer. Ah, the barrack got through. Yeah, you want to mine up that side. Keep it. Remember where that Cassie is, because you got a few free shots when you're tunneling the barrack.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Pretty good damage. He should die.
Go, Zig.
Nice flick. I think you should have went for the Ash a little bit earlier, because I don't think the barrack was going to re-pick you that much. Bit of a misplay on that teleporter. I think you knew at the moment. It's just an execution error. You're playing very in the battle. Pretty close. I think you looked at the Ash a little bit too much out of ult, because she had her shield coming up, and it sounded like the damages were doing a lot. So I would have liked you to survey the area a tiny bit more. That's a rough one. Just a few things. I think sometimes you waste your mines by stacking them on top of each other. We don't really have to. And I think you tunnel tanks a little bit too much while peaking damages. So you either have to manage your angles better or shift your focus a little bit better. And I think you could have mixed up a mid and went to the other side at least once. And I actually thought you could have played a little bit more aggressive in a few instances. You could TP forward, like if the enemy stacks a side, getting further on a side and getting a deep dismount and looking back at the enemy team. It just gets a lot of map control and makes you a pretty big nuisance. Might not be your kind of style though, which is fine. There's just a few openings for that. Pretty good ults. I think I would have used them a little bit more if I was the Kinessa. I think you hold on to them a tiny bit, and sometimes you ult when the fight's already over, when you already won. So the ult timing's a teeny bit off, not too bad though. Loadout, personally I like infinite ammo loadout because you could always clutch with it
I'm not splitting the
and it
reward.
doesn't waste as much time reloading and stuff. But I see you like to animation cancel a lot with mines, whereas I usually just like the infinite ammo. It's preference, I suppose. Pretty good item buys on the Haven and the Cot. I like morale boost, but master riding is great too. Could have called out the Zin a tiny bit more during that 1v1 when you're with Corvus. It's good to recognize where you're allowed to stand and where you can't. Sometimes you blind telly into dangerous areas a few times, so just be more mindful of the gate and where they can be. That'll help you get surprised less. But pretty good stuff, man. Thanks for the VOD. If anyone else wants a VOD reviewed, you can sub to my Twitch and set a match ID to my Discord. And that's it for now. Want to see more stuff like this? Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you're notified when I come out with a new video. And if you want to see me live, check me out at twitch.tv/rockmonkey. See you there. Bye.